I wonder if anybody's ever done a magic trick where they're like, look in my mouth, and there's nothing in their mouth, and somebody gives them it, and then they go, and like water comes out. How awesome would that be?
Wait, hold on. The water goes up the butt? And
Yeah,
then
like
out
somebody
the mouth?
gives them an enema. Before they do it, though, they're like, look in my mouth, there's nothing in my mouth. And then they do that, and then they go, and just water flies out of their mouth.
It'd be funny if you were David Blaine and you went on The View and you had Meghan McCain and you're like, come over here, look into my mouth,
Dude,
there's
the
nothing
Blaine-
into my mouth. And then she looks in there, she's like, I don't see anything. And then he just goes, and then he spits right in her eye.
Huh.
I just saw him stick an ice pick through his hand.
That one was actually fake. I'm just kidding. That whole thing that he had that special on Netflix that was cool as fuck though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he like literally like read this thing about this kid in Africa that learned how to like hold water like with his esophagus, and so that he could like slowly drink water instead of having to just drink it. And he found out and like trained to get that muscle control and did this whole thing where he like swallowed like 5 frogs and had them like resting there and was going and like he correlated it with like this whole story about the Bible and all that bullshit. And like I think Steph Curry it was all with celebrities.
Oh, like in
And he was just
Magnolia.
like, yeah, and he was like, oh wait, look at this, and then there's just another frog. I think
dude,
it was
that's
at
like
least
Airplane
3.
when they
It
keep
is
pulling the
That's
eggs out of her
crazy,
mouth.
yeah.
Remember Airplane where they keep
Yeah.
pulling the eggs out of her mouth?
Yeah,
Dude, have you ever seen
but
Magnolia?
it was actual living
No.
frogs. Like,
See that movie?
I mean, that dude's crazy as shit. He
You
did that
should
whole
see that
thing
movie,
where
and
he
I'm
just
not gonna
held
tell
his
you.
breath for 7 minutes, right?
17 minutes.
17 minutes.
Yeah, I think he did a TED Talk on how he did it. But
I know
can
one thing
imagine
was
told-
he started the alphabet backwards, and with every letter thought of like 5 things. I remember watching something on it whenever I was real young and he was doing it. But that was a really boring thing for them to cover on TV because it was just him. Or there one where he was standing in the ice for like 4 days or whatever.
Wait, I remember he was in that plexiglass cube, right?
Yeah, that one.
What were they doing? Were people fucking with him?
I don't know. I think the whole thing was that I can stand here for like 3 days or something.
Yeah, people were
like
throwing
that.
turds at him or something.
Yeah, but that was really funny because they just show footage and he just looked tired.
Uh-huh.
And David
really?
Blaine already looks tired, like all the
I
time.
climb onto the plexiglass plexiglass thing, and I pop it open and I throw in a crazed AIDS monkey in there.
You think him and David Schwimmer are related?
No,
They look alike.
I didn't know. I guess so.
It looks like
They
David
all look
Schwimmer
alike. All
is
magicians look
heroin
alike.
addict. David Schwimmer is Ross from Friends.
I just assumed he was a magician because he had a monkey. Wait a second. Do you know what?
It was magic that he had a career.
I want to
What do you
ask
know?
him if this is true. If you ever see David Blaine, ask him this question. I don't know if this is true.
You're the first thing I'm going to think of.
Harmony Korine had a movie called Fight Harm. And the concept of the movie was he would just go up to random people and get into fights. And apparently he pulled off the project because California, I guess they were doing it in California or something, and they had a 3 strikes law. And he was getting felonies for picking fights. And apparently they have 12 minutes of footage, and David Blaine was the cameraman.
That's sick, dude.
But Harmony Korine's a pathological liar.
You
so
know what
I
that
don't
reminds
know.
me of? You know the guy from the Foo Fighters?
David
Grohl?
Blaine.
Dave Grohl. He was the drummer in Nirvana. Nobody knows that.
He was the drummer. I heard it.
The stuff that makes Paul laugh is just fucking retarded, isn't it? It was like... It's like
we were just talking
it was
about
one
that.
night. I think it was one night at Noreen's.
There's this thing. What
when
are you
I was
looking at me like
hosting.
that for?
If